On panel 2 tonight, Siddharth Singh of the BJP, Sohail Seth represents the point of view of Corporate India, managing partner of Councilage, Majid Memon of the NCP, Prasenjit Bose, and Sanjay Jha is with us. Let's go to Sohail first. Sohail, you know the charge that the Congress party is making privately, and I know ministers are not saying it, but privately they are saying this, that Corporate India is complaining too much. You know, they are saying that Corporate India sets the rules, we don't set the rules, they play by the rules. They get things done in the way that they want, and then they complain if the CBI comes after them. Bottom line, this is the argument which I'm hearing, that Corporate India has no right to complain in the way that it is doing right now if the CBI is doing its job. Sohail, why don't you open this part of the debate?
I think it's brilliant because I've always entrusted the Congress party with wisdom, sagacity, and great intellect. You have fine spokesmen of their parties appearing on the idiot box every evening, espousing wisdom with such finesse. I mean, how bizarre can a political party be? You know, it's not me or Arnab Goswami which runs this government. The government is being run by the Congress party. In normal discourse, the government is supposed to set policies.
Right.
Every citizen is supposed to either follow those policies or is violative of the law. So I don't set the policies, neither do you, nor does Majid. The policies are set by a government. So now, this is the first case I've heard of a self-divorce. You're not divorcing the political party, you're divorcing yourself, saying, look, I have nothing to do. I mean, Arnab, how shameful can a political party be that it chooses expediency before electoral politics in order to put forth such a devious point of view? The reality is as follows. The reality is that we have an absent Prime Minister. We have a very encouraged, aspiring Prime Minister from the same party. We have a government that is fighting itself, either because of its allies or for whatever. There are good people in this government, let there be no doubt. But there are people who are fighting with each other.
No, but the government says, Sohail, that we are on the corporate side. Sohail, the government says, Sohail, that we are on your side.
No.
Anand Sharma says, I'm worried. Digvijay Singh says that, the institutions are not doing the right thing, so they are saying that we are on your side.
Remember, I don't know how many books the Congress party amongst itself reads, but you have to read Sun Tzu and the Art of War. You always use a borrowed knife to kill your enemy. The reality is, this is all a paradigm shift of facetiousness. This is these four ministers who will walk out into the sunlight and say, hey, we didn't have anything to do. All I'm asking you, Arnab, is there anyone running this country other than the Supreme Court?
Well,
A. B. Is it the Supreme Court, with due respect to them, is it the Supreme Court's job to run a country? Is it the CBI's job to create interpretative crimes? It is the same CBI, which is brilliant, which hasn't been able to solve the Talwar case. It's the same CBI which allows Mulayam Singh and Mayawati, the two beacons of honesty and probity and transparency in our country, to go scot-free. Who in this country will you trust? If you don't trust a Manmohan Singh, you don't trust a CBI, you don't trust Corporate India, you don't trust regulators. This is the same Congress party which besmirched the CAG.
I'm only playing devil's advocate tonight. I'm playing devil's advocate, and by playing devil's advocate, the question will be that the CBI director
has himself... You can't even trust the devil in this country.
No, 1 second. The CBI says I am being independent. The BJP, for example, Siddharth Nath Singh has come on in numerous times now, News Hour debates, in which he says we want an independent CBI. Now, if the CBI is acting despite the criticism from the government...
The BJP and the Congress...
1 second. Let's give the benefit of doubt, please,
The BJP and the Congress, Arnab, the BJP and the Congress, to my mind, are fighting a political battle. I'm trying to fight or understand a policy issue. That's the only difference. Let them fight their battles. This will not affect the intellectual caliber or
One second. Siddharth, no, 1 second. Siddharth, what about the fact that the government says we are criticizing the CBI? We are actually not acting in the defense of the CBI. We are unhappy with the CBI. Does that not tell you that perhaps there is a breakup? I'm only playing devil's advocate, not that I believe this, but yes. Maybe there's a CBI government breakup.
Arnab, we just had a very recent case where two political parties coming from Uttar Pradesh, they were given a clean chit despite Supreme Court and the CBI also saying we have enough material. So I don't think that is the truth. But let me also add here that in this case, the conspiracy which has been hatched is again a government role, because they knew that the whistleblower will become a witness as the case proceeds in the Supreme Court, and once he becomes a witness, the fingers will start pointing to the Prime Minister. They needed to save the Prime Minister or protect the Prime Minister. So what they have done is the witness, he's been made into an accused, and in that process they have dragged an industrialist also. So there are a number of examples where CBI has been used directly or indirectly by the government to protect their own people.
So what you're saying is that the government was fixing Parekh through the CBI. Are you saying that? Are you saying the government was fixing Parekh through the CBI?
Absolutely right, because they wanted to protect. They wanted to protect the Prime Minister, because Parekh was going to be the witness as a whistleblower, and Prime Minister would have been dragged by the Supreme Court also.
So before Parekh dragged in the Prime Minister, they got Parekh fixed.
So by that logic, am I hearing from you, Siddharth Narsingh, that you're already presuming
so he's now
that
an accused.
1 minute.
Why do you trust
Are you actually inferring on national television you're holding Mr. Kumar Mangalam Birla guilty? Is that what you're trying to convey? I think it's absolutely blasphemous what you're saying. This is nothing but a CBI FIR report. This is not prosecution. This is not a charge sheet. Please, 1 minute. 1 minute. The Congress party is not interfering. The UPA is not interfering at all on a Supreme Court monitored independent CBI investigation. I have repeated this for the third or the fourth time. And one more point that I need to tell you, that please let us not be so sacrosanct as to believe that the CBI does not have a right to question individuals, whoever they are. And everyone has a right to defend themselves in court as and when if they are charge sheeted or prosecuted.
Sohail wants to come back. Yeah. Sohail's giving a quick counter.
And I think this government has been more business friendly than any government in India's parliamentary history.
All I'm saying, Arnab, is that industry is already despondent for various reasons. Some fault of the government, some not the fault of the government. Industry wants to have two things. One, there is consistency of policy, and two, there is consistency of rule of law. You saw what Pranab Mukherjee did with Vodafone in retrospective taxation. In this country, when you're mediocre, you get a promotion. But we'll come to that later. My main question to you, Arnab, today is, you are in the business of dissemination. Dissemination is more about perception, less about reality in more cases than one. Today, we've created a perception of a banana republic where the rule of law can be violated. Please understand, and I want both the political parties to explain this to me. 1 minute. You and I don't make policies. Policies are made by governments. Industrialists or industry either adheres or doesn't adhere. To blame Parekh or to blame only Manmohan Singh would also be unfair and silly. What you have to do is you have to blame the collective shallowness of intellect.
And where is corporate India in that collective shallowness? 1 second, Prasenjit, where is corporate India in that collective shallowness?
Many crooks. Corporate India, let me tell you, Arnab Goswami, today,
Mr. Sohail said,
India has many crooks.
Mr. Sohail said, unfortunately,
corporate India has many rogues who need to go to jail.
One second.
But Jignesh Shah will walk free, and you will besmirch an industrialist against whom you've proven nothing. That is my limited point.
Prasenjit, interesting argument here. Corporate India is almost blameless. Now, I don't know if it is one thing to be talking about investor confidence and sentiment,
but
corporate India should corporate India, Prasenjit, should also reflect on the fact of what happened in 2G and coal. I mean, the principal cases, various industrial houses are in the dock. What does that indicate? That their actions also are not entirely above board. Today, the Supreme Court, while directing the CBI in the Neera Adia tapes case, said, and I quote, "Prima facie, there is a deep-rooted malice by private enterprises in connivance with government officials, and Neera Adia's conversations suggest that influential persons indulge in corrupt practices for private gains for extraneous purposes." So, the point today is this. Let corporate India not suddenly turn into, an angel of virtue. It has been part of this whole system of crony capitalism. Prasenjit.
Absolutely.
Prasenjit.
They have been the biggest beneficiaries of it.
And they've been the beneficiaries. So basically what he's saying is, you've been the beneficiaries, don't complain too much. Prasenjit.
It's a systemic
Prasenjit.
We'll come to
I have three quick points to make. First of all, I think that what we have been witnessing in this country over the past, I think over a decade now, but which has started getting exposed over the past 3-4 years, thanks to the CAG, to the Supreme Court's intervention, etc., is a brazen loot of our natural resources, from airwaves to iron ore to coal to natural gas to all kinds of natural resources. Now we on the left have been maintaining that this is an outcome of a nexus between sections of the big corporates, sections of the top bureaucracy, and sections of the top politicians.
Yeah.
Now, in this particular case, I think that those who want to convert this country into a banana republic, into a plutocracy, are giving an argument that some industrialists are above law, they cannot be touched. If that there is
no, who's saying that?
The fact that there is a democracy, that everybody is equal in the eyes of the law, and the law should be allowed to run its course. This is a Supreme Court monitored probe, and therefore I don't think there is any point in claiming that just because somebody is an industrialist, there cannot be any criminal investigation against that person. However, I think the biggest problem with this particular FIR, and I think that various people have pointed it out, is the fact that in this nexus between big business, politician and big corporates, where is the politician? And we all know that the way the system functions in our country, any allocation, be it in the 2G case, in this particular case where coal blocks have been given in, for a song to all these big corporates. Now this could not have happened without political patronage. Now it is, I think, the allegation that is coming from various quarters that the political executive at the highest level has to take responsibility, I think is a very legitimate point.
No, but where is
the reason why?
Where is the political executive doing that? Prasenjit, 1 minute.
Yeah, that is the whole point. That is the whole point.
Today what's happening?
Let me allowed to finish.
Okay,
just one more sentence I want to say.
Go ahead.
I think in this particular case, the political executive involved, the political leader involved is the Prime Minister of this country. Now, frankly, I think the Prime Minister should resign in this kind of a case. This is a complete meltdown of governance that we have witnessed in case after case. This government has lost all credibility, and I think in the eyes of a large section of our people today, this government has absolutely, nobody believes in what this government says. And you see this complete laughable spectacle today, where Minister from this Congress party is coming and defending the corporates and blaming the CBI. I mean, what is going on? This is a complete...
No, one second. Therefore, my question to Majid Memon is that, Mr. Majid Memon, we have two options. Right? We can take a high moral ground and say, what's happening is very bad. Or I can ask you, you're a representative of the NCP, you're also a lawyer. Tell me, why don't parties like yours, individuals like you, take a principled position and say there must be some responsibility of the political executive? When in a particular contract something goes wrong, then Praful Patel writes a letter to A.K. Antony, right? But in the case of the coal scam, when the whole country is asking whether the Prime Minister will take responsibility, why is Sharad Pawar or Praful Patel not picking it up, or Majid Memon going open about it today? What is holding you back, Mr. Memon?
No, see, Arnab, we must understand that if we look at this debate, this question that you have raised, if you look at it from political glasses, you will land somewhere else. If you look at it from legal glasses, you would probably have different conclusions. Now, let me make it very clear that those who are saying that politicians are never being seen in these criminal activities and they are somehow protected by vested interests by the government or by the Congress, I think they are not wholly right, for this reason that even in this coal block controversies, we have been seeing for the past almost 6 months that there have been 14 FIRs already registered. The investigation is going on, where the names of a Congress MP, the name of a former coal minister, they are featuring, and it is being investigated. CBI might take a little time. One can always make a grievance that why it is doing so slow. yet it is doing something. Now, Kumaramangalam's name came, and for the last 24 hours or more than that, probably 48 hours now, that there has been outrageous debate, and we have heard Mr. Sharma, and there is a counter allegation by the BJP, etc. I am only wanting to convey this, Arnav, through your medium, that look, you can't just have a blanket perception about the
no, there's no blanket perception.
World.
No,
See,
Majid Memon.
World, therefore, correct. Now, one minute, just give me one more minute. See, corporate people have done great service to the country.
Sir,
they have contributed a great deal.
Sir,
in
this
the
is
growth
not about
of
that.
This country, both in terms of finance, in terms of business. So, therefore, we must have some respect for them.
Sir, you're not taking up
them as the law presumes
sir,
them
please.
to be innocent.
But they don't have
now,
the
Birla's case, I must tell
one
you.
second. I think you are hedging, sir. I think you are hedging. You didn't answer my question. Siddharth wants to come back. Yes, Siddharth.
Arnav,
Yeah.
I just wanted to correct Mr. Menon that CBI has been very selective in filing FIRs and all, and Mr. Menon and Congress have been screaming that look what we did with Vijay Darda, we have done with Naveen Jindal. But let's come on to their case itself. When AMR, when Manoj Jaiswal had written a letter to his father, there is an arbitrator who's mentioned, who's nobody but Jaiprakash Jaiswal.